Alright guys, this is Nate. I'm just starting to make some crypto videos featuring Goldshell products. So I did an unboxing a little bit ago on the mini Doge miner that I won as a part of one of Goldshell's contests. Now what I'm going to do is try to show you how to set this up. It's really easy. You can set them up in just a few minutes. So I'm going to show you right now the box that I have here with the mini Doge miner in it. Alright, as you can see here, here's the box that housed the mini Doge miner. We already brought it into our server room here, but there's the power supply that comes with it, 300 watt PSU that comes with the mini Doge miner if you do decide to buy that. I did not use that because I do have several Goldshell power supplies, which I'll show you here in a second. We're going to go into this other room here. I'm going to show you how to set up this mini Doge miner. Just bear with me for 1 second. Here we are in this room on the rack that I have. I've got several miners set up. I didn't show you actually plugging the miner into the power supply. As you can see, our mini Doge miner here on the end, sporting its Goldshell logo. So we turned the power supply off that's down here below first, and we plugged it in. So that's the first thing that you want to do. We'll turn our power supply on. I've got several operating on this one here, and as they boot up, you'll see several lights flash, and I have it set up for Wi-Fi as well, so you can see that blue light flashing on the top. I also have Ethernet here as well. We can hook up to this. So we can see here that we have Ethernet running to all of these miners. I did want to show you one thing here. I do have a miner that is not Wi-Fi, and if you see where you have a blinking red light on the top, sometimes also blinking on the bottom, especially when you boot up. There we go, we have the double red light solid on the bottom, blinking on top. You can see I do not have Ethernet plugged into that. That is always a network error whenever we have the blinking red lights. So if I can get this plugged in here, you're going to see if I fix that network problem, let it connect to the network, we're going to then see it turn to a blue light that indicates a good network signal. Now if you do not, there it goes right there, we're good to go. If you do have it plugged into your router, you may notice that you still have a blinking red light, especially if you're running from your cable modem that is a router into another router, causing possibly a double NAT or other issues. That does happen a lot. The best thing you can do is run a direct line from your main Ethernet connection through then a switch. Do not try to go through multiple routers. That is almost always going to end in having a network error in that red light, and you will not be able to access your Goldshell miner online. The best solution that I found to that, I run network cable all the time, I make all my own cables, is that you can use a power line adapter if you do not have the ability to run Ethernet. Power line is what I have running to these. It has the same internet speed throughout my whole house, so I recommend using a power line adapter if you don't want to run strict Ethernet. So I'm going to show you how you can get to your pool now and set up your miner. Okay, now that you know how to plug in your miner, this will apply to the mini Doge or any other box miner that you have. What you're going to want to do now is actually set up your mining pool. Now I'm going to describe how you put in a mining pool for DXpool. I'm not going to show you how you set up an account on DXpool, but you can figure that out on your own. Set up an account on DXpool or one of the other pools, and it only takes a few minutes. So once you have your account on DXpool, what you're going to want to do is come to just the main Goldshell webpage. What I did is come to goldshell.com, and then if you go under this support, that's going to bring up this page that we're at right now. So there's two ways that you're going to be able to identify your Goldshell miner. Now you can use this Find My Miner, and if you're on the same network with your computer, it's a great way to find it. Just make sure you're on that same network as your miner. Or you can go under the software tab and you can download their software that's going to help you to find
that. So if you go under software, again, you're going to find this Yada MC software that you can download, and you can get the latest version of that, or you can download new firmware as well. So if you have a lot of different miners, this Yada BC batch management is really going to be the key if you don't want to have to label all of your miners with static IPs. So I'll show you that in one moment. If we look at our other area that we have here, Find My Miner, also very easy to use. And you can see on my network, since I just reset the power on there, it actually flashed the IPs of every miner that was on that power supply. So they automatically come up. Now, if they don't automatically come up, if you push this small button on top of your box miner and then you refresh the site, you're going to see it pop right up. And new miners will actually have a color beside them. So what I did just there is I pushed that button. You can see that that IP button automatically tells me that's the miner that I want to set up. So, and it'll also tell me the time that I did it. We can actually click on the settings tab then, and it's going to bring up my miner here. Now, I deleted the pool so I could show you how to put it in. You can see that the miner is not ready yet because the pool is not set up. So the first thing that you want to do is go under the lock and unlock tab. If you hit unlock, we'll relock it so we can show you. If you hit unlock, your default password, it's going to tell you it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. We'll hit unlock. That will give us the ability to adjust these settings. Now under this, we can actually go under our system tab. Our system tab is where we can set up our Wi-Fi. So if we want to set up our different Wi-Fi, we can do that. But we're more concerned with the miner tab here. So we can see our pool settings. Every Goldshell miner comes with a default pool that is added to it, and you can remove it if you want to. As you can see here, it says that whatever pool is on the top, there can be multiple pools here, is going to be the pool that it takes priority in mining on. There are several configs already set up for typical mining pools that you might be a part of. As I said, we're going to use DXpool, and as you see, it's going to automatically populate our URL, our Stratum URL for DXpool, the port that it needs to be on. Now, under your miner name, that's your account name that you have for DXpool. That's what you're going to want to put there. And then if you want to actually name your miner, you put a period, and then we're going to name this Doge because that's what we're mining. And if you have multiple Doge miners, you can put multiple numbers beside them so you can keep them straight. For a password, that's up to you. It doesn't have to be anything special. And then we just hit apply. Once we do that, if we want to keep this default pool in here for some reason, we can drag up our pool that we just created to the top, and we'll just give it a few moments for it to turn green. And you can see it turned green while we were talking. That means the pool is good, it's viable, and that miner is mining for you already. Give it a few minutes, look in your DXpool app, and you're going to see that that miner is online. And then also you're going to see how your mining status now all shows up. It shows your hash rate that's coming through. You can then monitor any hardware errors, rejection rates, anything that you want to here as well. You can modify see what firmware version you have as well, and the temperature of your boards. So that's it. That's how you set up a Goldshell Box Miner. Super easy to do. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.